So welcome, dear friends, to the full moon celebration tonight. Tonight we focus on the sun in the sign of Virgo and the moon in its opposite sign, Pisces. And I hope you are all still doing well, taking care of yourselves and being safe. It's a challenging time, so we do need to practice extreme self-care, doing whatever we need to do to stay grounded and centered and aligned to our higher natures. And opening ourselves to the energies of the full moon is one way to do this. The exact moment of the full moon is tomorrow at 6:35 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And I was reading recently some words from the esoteric literature, and it reminded me that 12 hours before the exact moment of the full moon, so that would be 6:35 tomorrow morning, the masters of wisdom, the enlightened ones, are totally focused on humanity. They are what they're called gazing downward, as it was described. And I had forgotten that the energy begins to intensify 12 hours before the exact moment. So we have a powerful opportunity to align with them and to connect. This can be a time when we open ourselves to receive their wisdom, their inspiration, and their guidance. So I would encourage you to remember this tomorrow during the daytime and see if you can be in meditation sometime within that time period so you can receive this sacred gift. And I've recently read that there's a new variant of COVID that is now present in Washington State. It came from the East Coast. So I think it might be wise to invoke the protection formula once again so that we can feel the protection of the great ones. So using the thumb and the first two fingers, we touch our foreheads and silently say, "As a soul, I work in light." We touch our chest and silently say, "And darkness cannot touch me." We touch our left eye and silently say, "I take my stand within the light." And then our right eye, "I work, and from that point, I never move." Om. So let us close our eyes as we begin the alignment. As I mentioned, the full moon is tomorrow at 6:35 Pacific Daylight Time. And as I also mentioned, we're celebrating the signs of Virgo and Pisces. And Virgo embodies the feminine principle. So we're going to invoke the female goddess Kuan Yin to be with us here in our sacred circle. Kuan Yin is the embodiment of compassion and unconditional love. Her name signifies one who sees and hears the cries of the world. So even if you've never heard of her, I'd like you to imagine that this female goddess is standing right in front of you. Can you sense her presence? Imagine now that she reaches out and touches your heart. Through her touch, you can feel her compassion, her love flowing into your heart. She hears you. She feels you. She knows of your struggles and challenges, and she sends you her comfort and understanding. Allow yourself to relax and rest in her presence, trusting that all will be well. And with your heart full of love and tenderness, take a moment to visualize connecting with each person in our group. and imagine a beam of light encircling us all. In this sacred space, we are one, united in love and compassion for ourselves and for one another. Take a moment to give your blessing and gratitude to Kuan Yin. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Take a few deep breaths now and feel yourself fully present to this moment and this place. Before we start talking about Virgo and Pisces, I want to mention that this full moon is the third out of 4 super moons that we will experience in 2023. A supermoon occurs when the full moon is close to its nearest point to Earth in its orbit. And tomorrow's full moon is the biggest and brightest supermoon of 2023. Although it will only be 20 miles closer than last month's full moon, still it will look huge, to be sure. So try to get out and take a peek of it tonight or tomorrow. And again, be aware of your emotional sensitivity and do whatever it takes for you to detach from any reactiveness or defensive behavior. Every full moon, we are given the opportunity to be birthed into a higher state of consciousness, a higher state of being. This month, we must give care and nurturing, not just to our physical bodies, but to the indwelling soul. Virgo shows us how we can give birth to our higher selves by understanding our minds and then turning our minds towards service to others instead of just to ourselves. Mercury is one of the rulers of Virgo, and Mercury involves the analytical mind. We must use this energy to dispel all illusions, to dispel the hold that the material world has on us. We must develop discernment and realize that every thought has an effect. If our thoughts are pure, then the effects will not bind us to this physical reality. We won't become attached. If our thoughts are base, coarse, and grasping, then we further bind ourselves to this physical world. Virgo teaches us to be pure in our thinking, to transcend the coarseness of our minds. I like the saying, don't believe everything you think. And one way to help with this mental purity is to practice mindfulness. We can't, of course, control what comes into our minds, but if we're mindful of our thoughts, if we pay attention, we can become aware of when those thoughts are not supportive of our evolutionary growth. Then we can decide to shift them to something higher. We always have the choice of what we want our minds to focus on. The famous astrologer Dane Rudyard says this about Virgo, quote, "The gift of Virgo is tolerance. And by that he means to bear the responsibility of an incessant quest for broader knowledge, less constricted feelings, and a more adjustable behavior. It means the ability to stand up in readiness and with open heart when God knocks at the door and summons the individual and the nation to their greater destinies. It's the ability to grow by becoming even more inclusive. Nothing less than total transfiguration of the way our consciousness functions is Virgo's assignment. And the sun here infuses this mission into the very core of our being, teaching us, according to Rudyard, that the one thing necessary is simply to be still and silently to bear the pressure of evolution, the inevitability of metamorphosis. I love that phrase. Can we be still and silently bear the pressure of evolution, the inevitability of metamorphosis? We are all changing. We're all evolving. And can we just be still and practice that, being stillness, to bear the pressure of it? Rudyard maintains that the ego structures are still necessary, but that they may be repurposed to allow our unique gifts of the spirit to be fulfilled. Ownership for the sake of the owner, says Rudyard, should change into management for the sake of the community. Just as the self-seeking and jealous attitude of the ego has eventually to be superseded by the compassionate and all-inclusive understanding of the self. That's a lot to take in, but I think it's spot on. One of the significant factors of this particular full moon is that it takes place at the very end of the Pisces cycle. In astrology, each sign has 30 degrees, and Pisces at this full moon is at 29 degrees. Astrologer Johannsen says about this placement. At its highest, this degree senses what is needed in every situation. It realizes that where the focus of attention is placed is where the energy will be magnified. We become what we focus on, end quote. Pisces is also the last sign of the zodiac. So this is a major transition point in the cycles of the year. It means that we are coming to a significant culmination point. All the energies that we have been working with since the spring equinox are on the cusp of a new phase. So we might want to spend some time contemplating how the energies have been working within us these last 6 months, and what might be reaching fruition or closure at this full moon period. It would be a good time to be in nature, to meditate and pray, to open yourself to divine support, and to bathe yourself and the world in unconditional love. Let's talk a bit about Virgo now. Remember how we have mentioned in the past that the signs are developmental? Each sign builds on the qualities of the previous sign. So in that sense, Virgo is the bridge between the personality consciousness of Leo and the Christ consciousness that Virgo represents. The Leo personality is creative and playful, irresponsible, only wants freedom. Leo must evolve into a sense of some responsibility, some organization, analysis, and discernment. Leo must learn to make to-do lists, and these are all Virgo traits. The opposite sign to Virgo is Pisces. Opposite signs, as we know, usually reflect the energy needed to balance the sun sign. They bring out the dichotomies in each energy. So Virgo is solid earth. Pisces is fluid water. Virgo lives in the logical mind. Pisces, not so much. More of the mystical mind. Virgo expresses discernment and reason. And Pisces says, just believe in the unseen world, have faith. Virgo's instincts are outraged that Pisces would make decisions without the facts. Pisces wants something to believe in, a vision of possibility, doesn't care about the facts. So what is the balance here? Well, each sign holds a facet of the truth. Neither can find the whole truth without the other. We need discernment, facts, and reason, but we also need to look beyond that for a vision, a faith in the unseen and the unknown. We can use the Pisces energy to create the vision and Virgo's logical reasoning mind to implement and manifest the vision. Traditionally, Virgo is described as a perfectionist. They can see the thorns and miss the rose. They have high ideals in their minds, and nothing less will satisfy. So they can be negatively focused on what is wrong, critical of everything. In search of the perfect, they miss the good. Usually in the month of Virgo, September, we focus on what needs improving. Fall is here. The energy begins to go inward in preparation for winter. We can become more critical and introspective. And if we remember that every sign is connected to a body part, we can understand why Virgo is associated with digestion and assimilation. This month, we'll be striving to digest and assimilate all we have absorbed since the spring equinox 6 months ago. We use the Virgo powers of discernment and analysis and turn toward the work of perfection. How can I improve? What needs to change? Usually in this cycle, we choose some aspect of our life to take apart, dissect, cleanse, rework, and that is good productive work. But what if Virgo's discernment also means honoring the positive aspects of the last 6 months? What did I do right? What is my to-do list, and does it include all the great insights I've received? All the ways I've grown, all the positive aspects of myself that I'm finally able to acknowledge. Virgo's original meaning has been somewhat lost. She was associated with the Virgin of the ancient goddess traditions. In these traditions, the Virgin goddess was not the feminine counterpart of a male god. The original meaning of the word virgin was one in herself. She stood alone as a divinity in her own right. For males and females, the virgin goddess is that part of us that is single and whole, with complete access to our intuitive knowing, our knowledge, and our wisdom. The virgin Virgo is harassed by no one, pure and unafraid, relaxed and powerful. This is the less publicized Virgo, and why are we not surprised? She is both hardworking and delightfully free. She's tuned into the elemental forces. She's an earth sign. She knows the secrets of herbs and roots, and in utter relaxation, she follows the rhythms of the earth and the moon. She's wild and joyful. So, do we want to pick a corner of our world or ourselves and clean it up? Surely this is a noble Virgo task, but consider also the possibility of relaxing into the perfect dance of what we have already done. And maybe it doesn't have to be one or the other. Maybe we can blend the Virgo Pisces energies by noticing where improvement needs to be made, and then joyfully and wildly celebrate our ability to continue to evolve. Virgo is symbolic of the womb, where we birth the Christ consciousness. We give birth to the principle of unconditional love that resides within each of us. Virgo is the 9th sign of the zodiac, and 9 is the number of completion. another indication that something is ending. And also, 9 is the number of months that it takes to literally give birth. So in the evolved ego, we are completing our personal lessons so we can step into being of spiritual service. Again, we would be wise to contemplate what lessons we are completing this month. At the level of the soul, Virgo also manifests as a healing agent. She instinctively knows how to bring healing and right human relationships into any situation. All of her energies go into serving others, to helping others discover their own inner divinity. The evolutionary goal of Virgo is to perfectly express her divinity while in a physical body. And the Master Jesus was a perfect example of this. One of the Virgo qualities I'd like to emphasize tonight is the quality of purification. If we are to prepare ourselves to receive the Christ consciousness, we must strive to purify all of our vehicles, our bodies, the mental body, the emotional body, and the physical body. We must strive to cleanse the personality of any obstacle that may be hindering our spirit from shining forth within us. So in our meditation tonight, we will take a journey through all of our chakras and focus on clearing out any impurities that are ready to be released. This will help us as we move into a new cycle. We will enter purified and cleansed and ready to welcome the new into our lives. So let us prepare for this visualization. Sitting quietly with our eyes closed, let us inwardly affirm our intention. We invoke the wisdom of the soul and ask that this meditation be guided by our higher selves. Let our intention be to cleanse, purify, release, and heal that which is ready for transformation. And we ask that this be done only for our highest good. So gently focusing on your breath, pay attention to the gentle rhythm of your breathing. And now breathe a silent Om into the physical body, releasing all tension and constriction. Breathe a silent Om into the mental body, asking that it be available to help you discern that which is in need of healing. And finally, breathe a silent Om into the emotional body, calming the waters of our feelings. And let us begin with our focus on the first chakra at the base of the spine. Put your attention there and silently invoke the energy of the mother, of earth, of intelligence and love. Bring this energy up from the earth through your feet and your legs to the base of the spine. Now call down the energy of the soul. Imagine it as a sphere of light that descends from your crown downward to join with the mother at the base of your spine. They meet and blend there. The first chakra is our foundation. It's our grounding, our survival and stability. It's our connection to the earth. It provides our feelings of safety in the world. So focus now on this first chakra located at the base of the spine and ask yourself if you trust that you are safe. What might be in the way of this trusting? See this chakra now filled with the color red and watch as it cleanses, purifies, and releases anything ready to be let go of. Send that which has been released back into the earth to be transformed and silently say, I am fully present in the foundation of my life. I am safe. The second chakra has to do with our sexuality, our creative energy, the movement and flow of our life force. It is located right below the belly button. Again, invoke the mother energy and see it rise up to this chakra. Then imagine the light of the soul coming down to meet and blend with the earth energy of the mother. Consider any blockages that you might have to your full expression of your creative energies. Now imagine the color orange filling up this chakra, cleansing, purifying, and releasing anything that is ready to be released. Send that energy back into the earth to be transformed and silently say, I courageously give expression to my creative energy. I can trust the flow of life. The third chakra is at the solar plexus in the center of our chest. Invoke again the earth energy and the soul energy and watch as they blend and merge right at the third chakra. This chakra is the center of will and confidence. It's the energy of fire and aspiration. Blend and merge the energy of the mother and the soul at this point. And now consider, what is in the way of my owning my power and feeling confident? Breathe into this chakra the color yellow and watch as it cleanses, purifies, and releases all that is ready to be released. Then send it into the earth to be transformed, silently saying, I stand in my power, knowing I have the energy to accomplish anything that supports my soul's purpose. I walk with confidence throughout my day, knowing I am connected to all that is. And now we move to the fourth chakra, which is located at the heart. This is the center of love, compassion, and great wisdom. Invoke the earth energy and the energy of the soul and ask that they blend and merge within your heart. What is in the way of my opening my heart more fully? Breathe in the color green to cleanse, purify, and release. Send it down into the earth for transformation and silently say, I open my heart and feel the quality of Christ-like love that is there. I know that I am this love. The fifth chakra is located at the throat. This is the chakra that expresses our wisdom with clarity and power. It's where we courageously speak our truth. Invoke again the earth energy and blend it with the energy of the soul. Consider any blockages at this chakra that inhibit your full expression of your wisdom and power. Breathe in the color bright blue to cleanse, purify, and release all that is ready to be let go of. Send that energy down into the earth for transformation and silently say, with strength and purpose, my inner voice expresses its greatest wisdom, inspiring and empowering others. The sixth chakra is located at the Ajna center, the center between the eyebrows. It is the point that allows us to see with spiritual vision. We see beyond the form to the soul within another. We begin to see the sacred in all things. It manifests as intuition and insight. Invoke the mother and the soul to join and merge at this chakra. Is there anything that prevents my seeing the soul in another? Breathing in the color indigo blue to cleanse, purify, and release all that is ready to be transformed. We send this energy into the earth and silently affirm, I now see with expanded vision. I can see the greater truth. And finally, the seventh chakra, located at the crown of our heads. This is the place where the soul and the will to serve make entrance into our lives. Invoke the energy of the mother and watch as it blends and merges with the energy of this chakra. This is the chakra of pure awareness, understanding, and unity with the divine. What is keeping me from a deeper connection to my soul? Breathe in the color violet or white and see it cleanse, purify, and release all that is ready to be let go of. Send that energy down into the earth for transformation and silently say, I feel my oneness with all life. My divinity is fully known. I am whole and complete. Now, putting your attention on that crown chakra, see the ball of light above it, radiating the light of the soul. And imagine that light traveling down from the top of your head through every chakra and into the center of the earth. In your imagination, Stand in that alignment and feel the body radiating in all directions the light of the soul. You are a radiant beam of light. That is who you are. Breathe it in and trust it. Now let us close with a poem that we've heard before by Jan Richardson called Blessing the Body. This blessing takes one look at you, and all it can say is, holy. Holy hands, holy face, holy feet, holy everything in between. Holy even in pain, holy even when weary. In brokenness, holy. In shame, holy still. Holy in delight, holy in distress. Holy when being born, and holy when we lay it down at the hour of our death. So, my friend, open your eyes, your holy eyes, for one moment and see what this blessing sees. This blessing that knows how you have been formed and knit together in wonder and in love. Welcome this blessing that folds its hands in prayer when it meets you. Receive this blessing that wants to kneel in reverence before you. You who are temple, sanctuary, home for God in this world. Let's sit for just a few moments and take that in. This blessing takes one look at you, and all it can say is holy. Before we end, I'd like to mention that before we meet again, we will have experienced the fall equinox, where we celebrate a new cycle in nature. We're also called to gratitude for the bounty of the summer and called to prepare for the dark winter ahead. With the heat of the summer waning, this is the season when our ancestors gathered their resources and prepared for the coming darkness. You might want to take time on this day to invoke the energies of autumn and ponder what it is that you wish to carry forth into this new cycle and what is ready to be released. According to an article by author and channel Melanie Beckler, quote, "There is a window of opportunity open on and around the equinox for you to align with profound transformation and immense soul growth, where we as individuals and collectively as humanity have an open doorway to anchor a new paradigm of higher vibrational life into our present time and our personal experience. In other words, we can use the equinox energy as a springboard into the vast field of infinite possibility," unquote. So let's hold that thought on the day of the equinox, that we are intending to create a field of infinite possibility. And let us close with a great invocation, a world prayer. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Om. 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 Thank you, my friends. Blessings to all of you. Have a good month. Be safe.